Bomber TV.
Hi guys, Bomber here. Welcome back to the channel. And before we start, a huge thank you to all of my Patreons. If you want to join them and start supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description and the comment pinned down below. And with that said, let's jump into the video. So yeah guys, the deck of today is gonna be Fearsome. It's of course a Fearsome deck featuring Elise and Kalista as champions, but really this is more like an aggro deck list of course, and it's just that those champions happen to have the Fearsome keyword and also be, you know, very great as 2-drops and 3-drops, which really synergizes well with the aggressive nature of this deck. I thought about making this deck because now that Shurima is coming, we saw also some other Fearsome synergies. You could run this with Nasus, you could go into more of a Slay mechanic deck, featuring even Kindred if you want. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how this deck changes with the new expansion coming out. But yeah, so talking about this deck in particular, like... we don't really have a 1-drop, which is pretty interesting. We do run a Stygian Onlooker, but really you don't really want to play this on turn 1 because you want to activate the Nightfall to get the Fearsome. So actually the turn 1 is actually gonna be just passing, but you know, you can later on use that 1 mana spell either for Mark of the Isles or Troll Chant. Some other lists run Pale Cascade instead. But you know, probably that was before the nerf to Pale Cascade, before it was 2 attacks, so it was very interesting to trade, was very interesting to deal more damage to the face, to end up the game quicker, and also, of course, the draw 1 card, which is very significant. But I prefer more the Troll Chant over the Pale Cascade right now, because you can almost all of the times get a 2-for-1 with this card. Against Control, you can also deny their removal, while also maybe getting a trade for another blocker on the same combat, and against aggro instead, this is much stronger than Pale Cascade, because you get tempo immediately on the board, because you can get the value trades that I was also talking about, instead of, you know, drawing more cards, thanks to Pale Cascade, which is of course just value, not tempo. And if you can, it's better to have tempo rather than value, because basically tempo is value transferred onto the board. So for an aggressive deck, it's much better. And as I said, in Control, like you can shield it from removal, which is gonna be pretty significant sometimes. Even more like if you're pushing for damage and they're trying to remove your attacker while not blocking it, they're basically gonna be punished by taking more damage than they actually thought about, and maybe going for the lethal. Other than that, like, we have some spider synergies going on the background, basically. Arachnoid Horror, Fearsome, Elise, Fearsome and summoning more spiders, and then we have Freds and Skither, again, Fearsome and some spider synergies, but we don't really are gonna level up Elise all that much consistently. Elise, as I said, is just there as a very good 2-drop, and which happens to have Fearsome. Another sub-synergy that we have in the deck is, of course, the Misrate. We run Misrate himself, Rise and Mists, very, very strong card, like, it is deceptively good. The fact that you can get basically the attacker at burst speed before they can get you, before they can play a blocker, really, that's very significant sometimes to get to the kill. And also Great Color, again, very, very strong. We run only 1 copy of Atrocity, because most of the times they're gonna have even more in this particular meta, where there is a lot of removal, and we have very cheap and not so healthy attackers and, you know, units in general. Like, that's not gonna be so strong. Going for Atrocity, they can just remove the thing that you're casting Atrocity on. But, you know, in some occasions, the Atrocity can save you the game. Instead, the Arrowing is basically similar as Atrocity, if you think about it. Of course, it costs more, but most of the times you can cast this on turn 6 and then the game on the spot, even thanks to the 1 mana that you almost all of the times bank into the early game. And yeah, you just cast the Arrowing. Either they have the Ruination, but then you have to play around that, of course, and not all matchups will feature the Ruination as a control tool. And yeah, like, against all other decks, that's basically a win condition, even stronger than Atrocity, because they can only have an AoE, and most of the times your units are gonna have 3 health, for example, with Color, Kalista, which are the strongest, which are gonna be resurrected with the Harrowing, and they can't really do anything like Avalanche or stuff like that. So the Harrowing is a much stronger finisher than Atrocity, and it's better to have more of a consistent curve so that you can end the game just by pure aggression, rather than having more copies of Atrocity for, you know, the final burst of damage. And then we ran some other kind of burst, like Doom Beast, very strong to copy with the Stalking Shadows. The Doom Beast, this basically becomes a Decimate, with some other bodies that can push for more damage. Also pretty valuable to go for Wraith Color, thanks to the Stalking Shadows. And yeah, guys, overall, very, very aggressive deck. Fearsome, most of the times, they won't even have a blocker. Think about Twisted Fate feeds, now it's very popular. And so yeah, going for Fearsomes is definitely a very good option right now. So without further ado, let's take a look at some games. If you want more of this deck, guys, and game analysis, meta analysis from a master tier player, please consider subscribing, leaving a like down below, and comment of what you think about this deck and what decks would you like to see more. Okay, guys, we're up against Darrowing with Katarina. As you saw, we are in Masters, but I don't think the players are gonna be so competitive right now because the seasonal tournament is going on already, so we're just climbing for fun, I guess. And so we see already the 2 and 3 drop, very strong, and also, you know, we have this Spider synergy. We could keep the Arrowing and Stalking Shadows, to be honest. Their use is gonna be pretty aggressive, I think. I don't know, like if you want to go for Stalking Shadows, maybe not, maybe not. We already have what we need for the early game. Maybe it's better to have better units to counter his aggressive strategy, I'm thinking. So you will probably start with Legend Saboteur. Oblivious Highlander. So that's gonna be very, very aggressive. Cursed Keeper with Ephemeral. Interesting. Okay, so now we can go for Elise. Basically, can't really attack into us. Next turn, the 4-3 will be kind of bad for us. Let's see if he has Vile Feast next turn. I'm not so... like, I don't really... how can I say it? Doesn't feel so bad if he really has it. Now we could go for Arcanid Horror and the Stygian Onlooker. I think that's the most amount of pressure slash maybe trading some stuff. Legion Marauder, like he's straight playing straight up like just playing meme decks. So yeah, like recalling, I see, but then that's just attack. Like I don't know why Katarina. I don't really understand. Maybe the Harrowing to make some very big at Legion Marauder, but like they don't have Overwhelm, they don't have anything. Really, if they want to change this card, just give it Overwhelm. Maybe that's gonna be too strong, maybe, because this is basically a Legion, what is it? The Ballista? Legion Ballista, maybe. And yeah, too strong, which grows even stronger. I never heard that Elise mumbling. But yeah, so now we can attack like these. We can't really go for Elise, unfortunately. So yeah, let's just attack like this. So he goes for the block, but doesn't block right there. So he wants to try to make these bigger. Throw Chant now. Wow, another one. Interesting. Huh. So yeah, probably friends. I don't know. Like next turn, he will. They will be 4-3s anyways. So like we can't really Frenzied Skeeter to not let them get through. And yeah, 4-4s. That's pretty bad for us. Like we can at least block one. And maybe we can block the other one. This is from summon, not just from play, yeah. So like I was thinking about the arrowing. We can probably block also the other one. Like really getting two from the opener, that's basically like a poker hand for him. That's probably gonna be a... I think I want to attack with Elise, try to level her up. So I think that now we are taking the damage. And then next turn we are Troll Chanting to make the Elise survive. Yeah, there are 5-4s. We can't even do that. So yeah, we have to be a bit more creative. Yeah, let's try to go wide on board. Yeah, then we have the arrowing at the end.
From the darkness.
Let's see how he blocks, because if he blocks... No, we can save Elise. So let's see if he blocks Elise. He has to block Elise. So okay, he goes for value trades. Can we save something? Probably the Frenzied Skitter. Yeah, we could. Or maybe the miss rates. I don't think the miss rates are gonna grow bigger than that. So yeah, let's save the Frenzied Skitter. To have an additional blocker for later. Or an attacker. Okay, so on our next attack we go for the harrowing. And then we can also go for atrocity. Not on the same turn. Okay, went for the attack right away. So yeah, now we are pretty low on health, so he could have a decimate and that's the end of it. Let's see. Noxian Fervor, maybe? Like, if we have time, we could Doom Beast. Only once. Ruling that. It's okay, now if he has a decimate, it is over. Can we do better? Like, yeah, I think we have to take it and then we go for Doom Beast. Let's see if he has a decimate or an Oxen Fervor. Like, we are dead anyways right now. So that's interesting, the Scribe of Sorrows to get more Legion Maraudeers. So yeah, now we couldn't even go for the arrowing, so maybe I just had to wait, I'm guessing.
Anyone hurt?
Another Legion Marauder. So okay, now I think we just have to pass. We have to hope that he doesn't run Decimate or any other sort of burn. So now he gets an infinite amount of Scribes of Sorrows, basically. I don't know if that's worth it. Stalking Shadows.
Look what I found.
If he attacks, we are completely fine with that.
Hello there.
Let's see what we get. I mean, probably Stygian Onlooker. It's gonna be pretty cheap, and with Atrocity, that's basically a very expensive way to deal for damage. Let's go for Stygian Onlooker, this non-ephemeral one, because if he doesn't attack, we can use it to do something else. So now 1 damage is going in, like this, but I think we are good. We have to keep the Stygian Onlooker for the Atrocity later on. So he's getting some very big attacks in. Unfortunately, we really have to block it. Everything. Now let's see if he has some Mark of the Isles, some sort of. Like, I don't really know what he could run in this deck. We could go for the Stygian Onlooker and Atrocity right now. Then, like, we are left with 1 mana, and then we go for the arrowing immediately after. Yeah, I think we have to be very aggressive here. So let's go for that. Stalking Shadows. He could also have run Doom Beasts, and he maybe found it. Next turn we definitely are going to get 3 damage in with the harrowing. It's okay. Now it's all like reliant on this de-arrowing. So yeah, definitely 3 damage are going in. Imagine if this was on summon.
No one's the wiser.
And yeah, that should be okay. Like 2 of them are getting in.
If you ain't hurt, you will be.
And yeah, well played. Like that was an interesting Legion Manadiers deck. But of course, like we are very aggressive, and he didn't have the burn that he needed probably. Well played though. So yeah guys, that's it. If you enjoyed the video and want more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also turn on the notifications, otherwise YouTube won't notify you of my content. Also, enter my stream so that you can interact with me live, as well as entering the Discord server so that you can interact and stay in touch with this amazing community that we are building. All the links that I just said are down below in the pinned comment and in the description, as well as also Twitter and Instagram. So that's it for this video, hope you liked it and find it useful, and as always, see ya!